Welcome back everybody to another video, and today we'll be playing a Logbait deck suggested by Fortis. So I'm running his exact deck list, except for this game only I am using Evil Ice Spirit instead of Evil Barrel because on my main account I don't have the Evil Barrel. But I still want to show this game because we're playing against Recruits, and Recruits is one of the more difficult matchups. So after this game I realized I could just play a classic challenge, and there I can use the Evil Barrel. So after this game we're gonna move on to a classic challenge, but for now I just want to show this game because this is a really nice game to show, since it's very difficult to beat Recruits, and Fortis was asking to see how to play against difficult matchups like the Expos or the Mortars or Hyperbait or HOG 2.6. And I'm still playing to get my games in, because so far I wasn't able to find like all those exact deck lists. Like no one's really been playing them. A lot of people have been playing like Magic Archer and stuff like that, so a lot of spam and bridge spam, all that stuff. So we're gonna check those out, and of course I'll still be continuing making those videos. So at least for this matchup, you really want to be able to force out their fly machine, and you don't want them to make a big push, because it's going to be super hard to stop a Recruits in the back, and then once a Recruits pass by, the fly machine goes in the middle, because you almost have no way to deal the fly machine. That's usually the big problem, because the fly machine is going to be sniping out your Dark Goblin and whatever, and it's just not good. So usually good Recruits player, they will like eat a whole barrel, like take 1,000 damage just so they can build up a push. So when I force out his flying machine, that's really good, because that's the flying machine that you can't use in the push. Like over here, just look at this. This push is going to be much easier to defend simply because he does not have the flying machine. And it just alleviates so much pressure on my end. I can clean up everything. So if you can force out their Recruits in the middle of the map instead of in the back of the map, that's really good. If you can force out the flying machine without their Recruits, that's also really good. So that's generally what you want to do. And of course it's still a tough matchup even after that, because they have so many opportunities to continue pushing. Like they have like, in the amount of time in a whole game, they have like 5 pushes that they can do, and you have to defend all 5. It's gonna be very tough. But I also think Evil Skeleton Army is going to work really well inside here, because if he does not use his arrows to get rid of it, it's going to get so much value against the Recruits, since the General can just be tanked behind by like a Knight. Like the Evil Skeleton Army is just such a nice defensive card. And I do think the Evil Ice Spirit helps more than the Evil Barrel, because I'm really trying to push one side. There's really no point trying to push both sides. But I do understand that like in other matchups, the Evil Barrel is like so much better, since you have split lane pushes, and it's so much more flexible, so much more offensive. So I was honestly working harder not having the Evil Barrel. Like the Evil Barrel is such an important card in Logbait. But that's what we had to live with. So yeah, we got the first game over there, really nice, and let's move on to the next one. So now we're finally in the classic challenge. So as you can see, we have the Evil Barrel now, so we're just gonna use that, and let's see what our man is playing. Okay, so here's Wallbreaker. It could always be Hyperbait. He has a Bandit, so it's sort of like a bridge spam deck, I believe. He has a Princess that he uses. I'm gonna use my Log, and let's see what he's gonna do, because he might have something crazy, so I want to save my Skeleton Army. Because usually, like, I don't mind using my Skeleton Army just to cycle. Okay, so he has Suspicious Bush. So this is looking more like a Hyperbait deck. I'm surprised the Wallbreaker didn't pull there. Usually they do. Maybe something changed. So the Bandit's gonna dash here, and I managed to put on my Skeleton Army just in time. So we were managed to stabilize over there, because I was really out of elixir, and I can use a Log to get a +1 elixir trade. Like the only thing worth logging here is just a Princess, so that's not too bad, so I don't have to feel too pressured about that. And now with the Evil Barrel in hand already, because I chuck out more barrels than usual, and that's really nice to always have the pressure, and especially the dual lane pressure. You can have the Knight on one side and the Dark Goblin on the other side, and then just toss the barrel. So I'm gonna use my Knight over here. He has Recruits as well, so this looks like Recruit spam, where he's literally just going to put down the Recruits and then put down a bunch of spam cards, and it's going to be difficult for me to deal with. So I'm going to see how it handles. I think the Suspicious Bush still pops here, yes. Right in the last second, really good for us. And the Skeleton Army here should do a lot. So yeah, this gets rid of everything. Skeleton Army is really nice. And now, if I had more elixir, I would have went in harder. But for now, I just want to use the evil barrel. He has a magic archer, and that's quite annoying. It was able to kill everything. But at least we saw the princess on the other side. And now we just log over here. It's quite a lot of value. So use a knight. I should have put the knight up a little bit higher just so the ghost doesn't spawn more dudes. But that's okay. Because we still are able to defend everything on the left side. And we use down the princess. I'll take some damage just because I want to go in a little bit. I think it's okay. Obviously, I'm still learning about this deck. Like, we were able to take a lot of damage there, and we were able to take his tower, so now we just have to defend. But as I was saying, I'm still learning about this deck, you know, like, I'm having fun with it, obviously, but I'm sure there are many of you guys that are, like, better than me at this, or, like, more knowledgeable, so please do share, like, tips and tricks if you have any. And of course, I'll be continuing to play and trying to make more videos, especially with those matchups that Fortis is having problems with. And I definitely do understand, you know, it's very tough, especially with this type of deck. But I should go on to explain that I am using Cannon instead of Inferno Tower, so that's one change that I really recommend him to do. Alright, so in this next game over here, we are playing against SD024K. And I've just been waiting, so I'm just going to use a knight in a barrel. He has a void and a P.E.K.K.A, so already interesting flavor. So we're going to see what he's going to do. And instead of coming my skeleton army, I want to use a dark goblin just to see if he has any other spells, to see if he can force out any other things before he uses skeleton army. So he uses the tornado to pull everything. And because he used the tornado, now the skeleton army can just get the P.E.K.K.A for free. So he's running 3 spells, a Barbaro as well. So this seems like one of those like bridge spammy decks. And okay, we clean up the Barbaro. Couldn't put that in 9 in time, but that's okay. I'm gonna toss the barrel over here. It should get a good amount of damage since all of his spells are out of cycle. He has a Goblin Machine and he has a healer, so this means his bro probably has like an Ego Whip as well with the P.E.K.K.A. So this is gonna be a little bit tough to deal with. There is the Ego. And now we're gonna put down the Dark Goblin to try to clean up. We're gonna bait with the Ice Spirit, and now hopefully, yeah, the Skeleton Army, I put it down at a bad time. I forgot he had the Tornado. But that's okay. The Knight is gonna defend the Goblin Machine. So we did take some damage, but I think in the end, it worked out fine. And now I'm gonna use the Dark Goblin with the Goblin Barrel. And hopefully this gets quite a bit of damage. And he Barbaros the other side, so now we are up on the left side. So this is really good. This is why the Evil Barrel is so good, because you can just switch lanes whenever you want, and it's going to be tough for them to go both lanes. Because usually for bridge spam decks, they want to push into the lane that you're working on. So when you can suddenly access both lanes, now it's going to be very, very tough for them to defend. Because they want to attack one lane, but you're also forcing them to defend the other. So their push is like not nearly as strong. And it seems like he's just going to let this barrel go, which is the right play. He needs to go in. He needs to try to take this tower. But I believe we got this defense, especially with the skeleton armies and all that stuff. So that's a lot of E-Golems. That's okay, though. He has an E-Drag as well. It has an Evo. He should have cycled out earlier just so he can use it in this push. But I guess he does him. And now we basically have him shut down, especially after we got rid of the E-Drag. So really, really nice defense there, and there's not much you can do, and I'm just gonna cycle another barrel. And this is good games. If he continues playing, it's not gonna do anything. So yeah, GG's to him. And really nice games to show how to beat bridge spam. So we're gonna move on to one more final game. Now, in this game over here, we will be playing against Piggies. This, I feel, is like a pretty 50-50 matchup. Though I do feel like this version of the deck is better than modern traditional Logbait, because you have so many more spam units that they're gonna have to respect and deal with. But also this guy wasn't the greatest Piggies player, but at the same time I'm not the greatest Logbait player either. So the princess is popping off over here, and we have split lane damage, so we can go either side. He uses the recruits, the Royal Delivery. I'm gonna use my Dark Goblin to chip it off and continue the pressure. I'm already back to another princess, and these two split lane stuff is going to be quite difficult for him to deal with. The fact that he popped his Archer Queen ability that quickly is, yeah, that's good for us. So now we can just freely get out of the Knight, and he uses the log. I didn't even have my Skeleton Army in cycle, but that's good because that means no log for the Goblin Barrel over here, and I'm even going to put down the Dark Goblin just to pressure him extra much. So the Dark Goblin does get damage, and the Ice Spear is still there, and he has to use his delivery again. So we're keeping him in a good control because we're forcing out all of his spells, and we're still continuing to apply pressure over here. So this is looking pretty good for us, especially in the early game. But once again, Piggy's EQ is like not something to joke around because the Earthquake is going to do a lot to us. Because it can one-shot the Skeleton Army, and it can get rid of Cannon, and then Piggy's on your tower. Like, dude, they do so much damage. So I'm going to use my Knight over here. He's going to pop the ability. And I'm going to go on and toss the Pharaoh. Use the Dark Goblin over here. I'm okay to take some damage because he already took some damage on the other side. And now we have the Dark Goblin as well. Force out another spell. Okay, he missed the Skeleton Army, the Skeleton timing. So we do get some good damage. We're going to use the Skeleton Army over here. And we're going to see what he's going to do. He did not have enough for Earthquake over there. So that's really good for us. A lot of free damage. And we're going to go in. Keep going in. And I'm going to put the log in the trick shot position. So he might miss the back log. Yep, which he does. So that's a pretty nice position if you put it at the far corner. Over there, it looks like a normal log, but it's actually not. So he was able to miss that. Okay, flying piggies are quite annoying to deal with. So we're forced to take some damage over there. If I kept track of his evil better, I probably could have defended that much better. Because if you don't have evil piggies in hand, it would be nice to have what's that thing called? Nice to have a princess to shoot them all down. Okay, so he messed up his delivery, but I can't even protect that princess. And now I'm going to use the Skeleton Army. This is really good. He can't really deal with this. He has to use both of his spells to deal with this because he has to get rid of the General. So now we can just go in, and he has to choose a side to defend. And the left side is getting a whole lot of damage. He just chooses to log in the other side. But I'm also going quite low on damage, on health. So this is going to be close because they just get so much damage, dude. And the fact I have to go on both sides, I don't know what this guy's doing with his royal deliveries. Like, he's not even trying to hit my princess. He's just using it to psycho to get to it, which I think is really funny. So, okay, I just have to make sure he does not have an opportunity to go in. Always have something to pressure him with. I'm using the Skeleton Army since I don't want to just die to an EQ. So the Skeleton Army is going to be over here to pressure. Use the Knight over here as he uses the ability and toss a barrel. And if he uses piggies here, he is going to lose. So which he does. And now he does not have enough for a log, and we take the game. So GG's to him. Really close games. And, you know, this is so far what I had for this deck. So hopefully, you know, Fortis, if you're watching, you know, like, I hope you can learn something from that. But obviously, like, I'm sure you still have quite more experience than me, and I'm still looking for those games where I play against Expo or like Hog or something. But yeah, hopefully this was able to help you, and for all those who are watching to this point, thank you so much for watching. And if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, please leave a comment down below. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.